All right, let's tune our guitar. First thing we got to know, if we're going to tune our guitar, we want to know what the names of our strings are. All right, so our first string is E, A, D, G, B, and E. So a lot of times it's cool to know like a fun little acronym just to help us remember it. And a good one that we have is even average dogs grow big ears. Okay? So easy way to remember the names of the strings. There's all kinds of free apps you can get on your phone or device or something or something like that you can download that will help you tune your guitar. Or there's tuners that you can plug into your electronics with a cord. There's even tuners that clip on to the headstock. You can use any of those, whatever you like the best. This is a cool app that I like called Guitar Tuna, as in tuna, like tuna fish, Tuna. And this is a cool app because when you pluck on the string, it actually lets you hear what the note is supposed to be. And then when you pluck it, it'll actually show you if it's plus, which means it's sharp. So then we'll tune it down a little. And I went a little too far, so I got to bring it back up. And it looks like we're right on the money because it stayed right there on the green. And that's where we were at. So if I do that for every string, and it makes a little beep when it lets you know. Keep in mind as well, just a fun little side note here, when you first pluck the string, the string is vibrating at a much wider rate, and then as it slows down, it doesn't vibrate as far. So when it's vibrating really wide, sometimes that actually changes the pitch a little bit. So if you pluck it really hard, you can almost hear it go meow, so keep that in mind when you're tuning. Don't give it a huge hard pluck. Give it a nice, and you'll get a much more accurate measure on your tuner. And just go through all the strings like that, and we'll finish up tuning right now. Let's go to D. I think I'm pretty close on this one. I am. And now we'll go to G. There we go. I gotta press B. Still a little sharp. There we go. Just like that. Now, another thing you'll want to do, as you noticed, if I was sharp, you don't want to just tune down to where you're touching the note, okay? You actually kind of want to go a little bit past and then bring it up. And the reason for that is because with the way your strings are wound on these pegs up here, if you just loosen it up, sometimes the string might still have a little bit more as you play. It'll flatten, it'll go a little bit more out of tune, okay? So what you do is you go a little bit past and then you bring it up. So that way you're always at the tightest tension point on that tuner, so that way it doesn't have any slack, okay? If you just tune it down some, there could be some slack in here, is basically what's going on. So when your strings are a little on the sharp side, don't just tune it to where it's in the middle, take it down a little bit, and then make sure all that slack's out of there by bringing it back up. And that way your strings will stay in tune longer after you've tuned. And that right there is basically how we tune a guitar.